Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 2-Meter Crew Anti-Net. My name is Nick, call signs KN6DAL, and I'll be tonight's coordinator. I want to say a big shout out to the W6VVR repeater and the Vaca Valley Radio Club. Also to the FreeStar Network for the use of their repeaters and digital connections. And to the Mad Scientist Amateur Radio Club. Also to big shout out to Mike, WG5EEK, Greg, W5GSW, and Brian, KK6BXP for their continued networking efforts. All right, before we move forward, we want to take a moment and pause and see if there's any emergency or priority traffic. If there is, you can say break, break with your call sign and pass your message at any time throughout the anti-net, and we'll pause and see if there's any emergency or priority traffic at this time. All right, no emergencies. What a relief. The 2 Meter Crew anti-net, the 2 Meter Crew is not an actual club. We're just a group of ham radio operators that are learning and enjoying all things ham related. There's no dues or fees to be a 2 Meter Crew member. If you're looking for more information on us, you can check us out at 2metercrew.net, and you can also join our Discord group. There are links in the YouTube description to join if you'd like. This is an open net, and it's open for anybody to jump in and join as they please. So don't be shy. Feel free to come on in and say hi. The 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net meets every Wednesday, he meets every other Friday at 8 p.m., which is 3 a.m. UTC on the W6VVR repeater. And we also have a number of digital connections that you can reach us through, which is on Echolink at W6VVR-R. AllStar nodes 51094, 512342, and 55655. Also through DMR Talk Group 3174117 and 3149964. Then we've got YSF Reflector 50462 and 24033. TGIF Talk Group 2133. And through FreeStar, and their AllStar link is 2196. We're also on the Mad Scientist Amateur Radio Club repeater in San Mateo. And then last but not least, we're streaming this live on YouTube at Northwest Ham Shack. If you like and subscribe, you'll get notifications when we go live. And that's where you'll find the links to our Discord group. So before we go into general check-ins, we're just going to see if we've got anybody out there that's new to ham radio that recently got their call sign. We want to leave some room for you to come in and say hi. So if you're new to ham radio or you recently upgraded your call sign, come on in now. All right, nothing being heard. We must not have any new operators listening tonight. Just as a reminder, if you are new, the best way to get to know people is to key that mic up and just start yapping away. Let's take general check-ins. Anybody that wants to check into the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net, come on in now. Are you hearing me over the radio? Okay.
I met Nick and everybody involved. I mean, Nick's call sign from Quebec, and currently transmitting from Valley Springs, California on a little yada yada. I've got no traffic.
Did anybody catch the call?
That was Mitch, WU1Q.
Oh. All right, Mitch, you were coming in a little scratchy, but we heard you. Thanks for the check-in. Good to hear from you. And if you get into a better spot, feel free to come on back in and say hi. This is Nick, KN6DAL with the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net. Let's hear from Connor, K7CBL. How's it going? How's things going with life?
Well, I didn't know you'd jump on me so quick there. Good evening, this is Connor, K7CBL in San Mateo. Just been super busy, man. we got a lot of big projects going on at work, and yeah, just super pooped when I get home. Not much going on in the world of radio. Just kind of been plinking away with some non-hammy things. I guess the hammiest thing that I've been working on was finishing up the truck, which is cool. There's pretty much not, maybe like 2 or 3 things left to do. I've got one more radio to install. It's a turbo radio because I kind of wanted one, and some other little wiring things. But other than that, it's it's kitted out, and that's most of my ham stuff nowadays is just to and from work. Just full-on old geezer syndrome. Anyways, Nick, back to you. K7 CBL.
All right, thanks, Connor. Good to hear from you. Hey, did you ever get the front bumper fixed, or are they like 10,000 years out on that?
I have been meaning to contact the body shop. They ordered the bumper, they got the paint, they got the tow hooks, they got everything except a wiring harness. So I was told like a couple months ago is 3 weeks lead time, so I got to call them and see what the status is because they haven't hit me up. But once that's in, I can install a couple other things and then be done. I've only found one issue with the vehicle being my dual batteries. My secondary battery is not charging off the alternator. And after weeks of arguing with General Motors and the dealership finally nutted up and said, just bring it in and we'll fix it. They were trying to tell me it wasn't warranty because I haven't custom wire run to the battery, even though the battery's meant for custom accessories.
Yeah, that's how warranties work. They always try to find a way to weasel out of it. Well, thanks for checking in, Connor. This is Nick, KN6DAL with the 2-meter crew anti-net. We're looking for any and all check-ins. Anybody that wants to check in, come on in now.
A6SRV.
Servando, how are you doing?
Good. Everybody looks good on the Zooms of America.
Yeah, it's good to see you on, man. Congratulations on your, we'll call it a promotion, Mr. President. How's life treating you?
Life is pretty busy right now. It's pretty hectic with work. I'm to the gills, just swamped with work, man. And family's good. Everyone's good. Radio, the radio side of things, doing a lot of WinLink, a lot of digital stuff. I joined Mars. Those guys keep me so busy and just get me out of my comfort zone. But other than that, everything's been good, man. Repeater's doing really well. A lot of activity in the morning, and yeah, everything's good. I've been meaning to hop on, and it's every time I can hop on, you guys aren't on, and I've just been missing you guys. But it's good to be here, man.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm glad work's going good, and I'm glad you're still playing a little radio. It seems like when work gets busy for me, all the hobbies kind of fall to the wayside a little bit, and it gets super hard to find time to play around. But it's cool that you're getting involved. I'm curious about the Mars thing. What are you doing with that?
Kind of like everyone talks about, like, hey, join Mars and do this and do that. But once you get into Mars, you find out it's like the Fight Club, and you know the first rule of Fight Club, right? So it's kind of funny. I don't know. I think it's funny that they encourage people to go to Mars, and then when you go to Mars, you can't talk about Mars, which I thought was really weird. So I don't know. This is just me. I think that they need to change that. I think they need to, like, hey, here's what you can say, or so. I don't know. It's just really weird. And But yeah. WinLink has been good, the digital side of things, because you can just, you know, you don't have to, like, talk to anyone. You can work on, like, setting up your computer and making sure everything's good, and remember that this radio's COM 5 and that one's COM 3, and send a message out and just one and done and leave it, set it, send it out into the world, and move on with your life. So that's kind of been fitting the bill for me lately.
All right. Well, note to self: don't ask about anything Mars related because they will not talk about their super secret radio gang. And but you can talk about anything else. I got it. Well, thanks, Servando. This is Nick, KN6DAL, with the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net. We're looking for any and all check-ins. Any and all check-ins. Come on in now. What is that?
Jamming, what else?
It's coming through VVR.
That other repeater's quiet, which is funny.
Yes, you did, Bondo.
I say give him the boot, Nick.
What's that?
I say give him the boot.
Well, it's VVR.
I say rip the link.
I might be able to stomp it.
Just
You never
just
know.
Go for it,
stomp
send
it
it.
out.
Just send it.
All right, this is Nick, KN6DAL, with the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net. Let's see who else we got here. Dan, N6ETR, your shack is looking pristine. What's going on, man? How you been?
The group. This is Dan, N6ETR. Doing all right. Thanks. Yeah, I did spruce up the shack real quick because it looks like a tornado goes through here usually. You can't see the work table. It's still a disaster. You can trust me on that. But I'm doing pretty good. Not too much in the ham radio world. I think the bulk of my ham radio activities has been participating in 80-meter afternets with the W6 VVR gang. And Servando knows a little bit about that and my horrible bandwidth. It seems I can't even get to Fairfield hardly, but I can talk to the guys in Vacaville, so it's kind of neat to run 80 meters. Beyond that, I've just kind of been going on off-roading excursions with Kellen. He actually helped me put a solid axle on the front of my old 4Runner, so that's pretty cool. And so kind of gearing up towards the whole off-roading thing, I applied for my GMRS license, and I'm looking forward to kind of diving into that, maybe getting a little UHF under my belt. And I see David's got a 4Runner in the back of his background. Did you finally dump that Ford or what, man? Good choice. But, yeah, that's all I've got going on. Anyway, I'll give it back to Net Control and 6CTR.
All right, thanks, Dan. I was gonna call on Greg next, but I think the natural go-to would be Dave, K6WBY. How's it going? We'll give you a chance to respond to that.
Hey Nick, yeah, this is Dave, K6WBY. You know, the hardest thing for me is the only thing I have going on right now is Servando's mustache, because that thing is just taking up all my brain space.
Taking the world by storm.
It absolutely is. You know, I did get a text message from Servando over 80 meters earlier this week, so that was pretty cool to try out and see how that worked. And no, Dan, I did not dump the Ford. That thing is never going anywhere. There's just way too much there to get rid of, and those that have seen it in action know. But this is a replacement for my work car, my Volvo, which I had to get rid of because there was no place to put a mobile radio. So I've got a work car with a mobile radio in it, and I'm happy, and I'm just loving this thing. So it's a good time. But yeah, that's it, Nick. Thanks everybody. K6WBY.
All right, thanks for checking in with us, Dave. This is Nick, KN60AL, looking for any and all check-ins. Anybody that wants to check in to the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net, come on in now. All right, we got special guest Greg Wallace in the house. W5GSW. It's good to see you, man. I haven't seen you in a while. How you been?
Good. This is W5GSW, Greg. I'd totally miss this crew for sure, man. I'd love hanging out with you guys, whether we're just BSing, you know, outside of the radio or outside of the show. It's just it's just awesome to hang out with everybody. In terms of my ham radio life these days, I too have not been spending as much time on the ham side of it, but on the GMRS side, I've gotten rather acquainted with this crew we call ncgmrs.net, and have been really spending time with these guys. They're all kind of local, a little far from me personally driving, but we have been working on an AllStar network on the GMRS side. So it's it seems to me to be like a ham VoIP. It's a ham VoIP image that has kind of sucked all the AllStar connections to it out and connected to GMRS Live, which is a rather large GMRS kind of sided network. And right now, on with the crew that I'm kind of working with these days, I'm doing a lot of that all-star kind of work, you know, that kind of nerdy work that I tend to gravitate towards myself. Loving like the connection of IT to RF has always been something that I've always really loved about the hobby. My HF game is horrible. I'm always still very deficient on the antenna side. So this is something I can affect. And right now we've probably got we got a network of approximately 5 or 6 nodes that are almost 24/7. We've got another crew that we're connecting with that builds our network out to almost 30 nodes on the GMRS side. But I mean, this is vanilla all-star when you're building anything beyond a Pi. And then, you know, just doing some coordination. I just built some connections from some RX only connections from RF to Discord, which was something I've never done before. So I love doing stuff I haven't done before. Been talking to Vondo lately in regards to WinLink. I know he's got a boner for that sort of stuff. Can I say that on the radio? Can I say he's got a boner for that sort of stuff? But he's really deep into it and is like piqued my interest. So I'm kind of starting to dabble in that. I'm only Telnet enabled at this point, but I'll put a radio behind it, and still, you know, still involved in radio. It just hasn't been so much on the ham side. I'll open it back to the rest of the crew. I'm glad to see Kevin there and 6VLF. What's up, sir? Totally cool to see him. He actually built my first all-star node altogether and kind of got me into it as well. Very influential, this gentleman. And I'll let it go back to net control, W5GSW.
Well, it's good to hear you're staying active in radio too, Greg, and it's definitely good to see you out here. Usually we're every other Friday unless something comes up, and then we bag it, and we just kind of play it by ear. But you sort of hit the nail on the head. We're just all kind of hanging out and enjoying each other's company when we can, and then when life gets a hold of us, we can't, we don't, and that's how it is. But it's definitely awesome to have you out here, man. I'm going to take another call out, see if anybody's out on the air that wants to check in. This is Nick, KN6DAL with the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net. We're looking for any and all check-ins. Come on in now. All right, so we've got the master of all trades here in the house, Kevin. N6 VLF. It's been a long time, man. How's the move go, and how's everything been going on in your life?
Well, so far so good. Now, does my audio work? I threw this together 5 minutes ago.
You sound great.
Okay, in my little Logitech camera I pulled out of the trash can. Okay, cool. I don't do any radio stuff ever. I don't know what these guys are talking about. He gave me this link and found this camera and no, hooked it up.
And
No,
that fake background.
that's a fake background. This is not real. Right here. That's not, neither is that. It's all fake. Just like me. The move to Texas was great. Well, no, it wasn't. It was a lot of work. I mean, I could be completely honest with you. I underestimated how much stuff I had back at the old QTH. And Dick has been there and Greg's been there and these other guys, I know this guy. I see Frank. Let me get my white out. Hold on. Anyway, here we go. I got it. I recognize those guys. The other fellas see. Servando, there you are. I recognize Servando. Cool. So, anyways, you other fellas, I don't remember you exactly, so I apologize for that. But anyways, I underestimated how much stuff between the company and the personal stuff and the ham stuff, and it was a pain in the butt, really. Then we got here, and I had to put everything into storage, which really broke my heart because I had all this stuff behind me, plus about another Connex load of stuff was in storage. So I just got this small ham shack. It's 10 feet this away and 20 feet this away, and it's my dedicated ham shack lab for the moment. And I literally just got things working 2 weeks ago. So it took me, I built a small 840 square foot home, which is like 10 feet that direction. And we're living in that at this time. And then then we built, and my wife felt sorry for me. She says, why don't you take a break and build your ham shack? Oh, that's a break. So we did that and got it going. So now I'm just back on basic UHF, VHF. I got the TS 940 and the ICOM 756, and one of the amplifiers is up, and so I got 40 and 80 meters. And I've already talked with Don KM6INR on 40 meters a couple of times, and I've had a lot of fun with that. So I got to get the 20 meter antenna up, which I hope to get that up in the next week or so. But the long and the short of it is, I've had a lot of projects. I was here for 3 days. Started a full-time, I got here on a Thursday, started a full-time job on a Monday. Stayed with that job for about a year, and then didn't really like it. It was a salesperson job with electrical stuff, and I took it for a short period of time. And then I got very blessed and fortunate. I got offered a job at Genesis Aero Systems. So I'm one of the 2 RF techs that we work with. We build the radios and work with engineering for the new radios for fixed wing aircraft and helicopters. So I do that, and so on and so forth. What's the dude over here is doing this? I'm not sure what that means.
Oh, they're saying drop, and I dropped it like twice.
Which repeater are we talking about? VVRC?
VVR, yeah.
VVR? Oh, it'll transmit until the cows come home. And if it melts, somebody will fix it. Won't be me.
What's funny is it's actually the other repeaters that we're linked up to that drop out.
Oh, you're talking about through the AllStar. Okay.
Through multiple, there's a bunch of links.
When I get the AllStar up and running, it won't drop. We're gonna annoy the hell out of everybody. We're just gonna let it run. It's okay. So but I haven't had enough time to do everything I want to do. I built for work. We built they decorate Christmas doors. Everybody decorates a door in their office, which is not my thing. But where I work in production. I work in production and with engineering. So we don't have a door. We got like giant rooms, and most of the guys don't do anything. So I decided we're going to build the portable Christmas door. So we took an actual door, put it on a frame and on a cart, and it's decorated like an actual door. And we're gonna push it around the plant, and we're gonna win this year. And so here, let me grab the camera. And I'm gonna show you. This is some of this little doozy right here. That is a board that holds 9 audio triggers I can have about 8 hours of audio on it. This, and you guys, maybe one of you guys can help me out with this. This is Arduino Teensy. It's a Teensy LC, and it runs off maximum of 5 volts. And we programmed it to randomly the wires on the multiple wires on the top. There's the 4 to the left. That's a random. It's basically, we set it up as a random number generator. So what it'll do is, okay, is everybody dizzy now? Anyways, so that when you push a doorbell button, like this one, the one button, it'll say something like, hello, Merry Christmas, and welcome to the portable Christmas door. Please press button number 2 to find out if you were naughty or nice. So you press button number 2, and it randomly selects one of 4 different voices. For it, 2 of them are naughty, 2 of them are nice. Anyways, and the naughties aren't that bad. They're pretty nice naughties. Well, it worked perfect. And then I came in this morning and turned it on, and it wasn't working right. And then I turned it on again, and it wasn't working right. And then I realized the Arduino Teensy decided to stop Arduinoing or Teensying for me. It just died. And we're trying to understand why. And you'd think a bunch of engineers would know the answer to this, but we don't. We think because Kevin was a little bit lazy, and I used it's over here. I used a 7805 regulator to regulate it down, but I didn't put an inrush current cap on the input and on the output. So when you first turn it on, these things croak at, we're guessing 6 to 8 volts. They just go and they stop working. So I think I inrushed it and killed it. So I've been working on that amongst other things. So ham radio, I've been working in between. So I've bored you guys enough. I really have. I'm sorry that I signed back on and started doing, but I have some real projects that I'm going to be working on. I'll give you, here's an idea. The lab bench looks a little bit like that. There's some of the stuff on top that I drug out of the Connex. Here's some of the stuff that I use on a daily basis right there. And then over here is the comm stuff. There's one of the service monitors and so on and so forth. And then over here, and we get that straight, that is the ham side that just got turned on. And right now, Uncle Kevin's looking for the cable for the PW1 ICOM amplifier for the ICOM radio that I'm not sure I have the right one. I think it's in the Connex somewhere. And then back there is just all my other, stuff that, and that's just a sample of this. And then in normal form, I that's the reason I'm late tonight. And this camera is not really designed for this. Anyways, good enough. I drove to Fort Worth to buy what every good ham should buy: 3 boxes of giant air capacitors, air variables, and roller coils and fixed coils to build amplifiers and tuners and matching things, because I wanted enough of that stuff to keep me going until I die. So I bought, this guy had 3 boxes and he gave me an insane deal. So I went and I bought them, and I had a weak moment and I bought 2 CB radios too. I'm sorry, I did it. So I bought 11 meter stuff, and I don't tell, okay, turn off all the AllStars, turn off all the links real quick. Okay. Or I'll whisper. I bought an 11 meter amplifier. Okay. But I haven't talked on it. Okay. For reals, I haven't talked on it. I don't even know if it works yet. So anyways, I have real things in mind that I'll share with you guys in the future, other than me just rambling about nothing forever. By the way, that's the hams mantra is hams can talk about nothing forever. So you probably should never let me talk again. Go ahead.
Oh, thanks, Kevin. It's great to have you back on here. It's really good to hear your voice, and I'm glad you got the shack all set up. I imagine that those little Arduino things are pretty cheap, so you could probably get a bucket full of them on Amazon or whatever.
Well, the TCLC, thanks to world parts problems, or what do we call that? There's a name for it. We call it supply chain. So thank you. See, at work, it's a supply chain. That means you can't get the shit that you want. That's really what it means. And so now the chip, they made the TLC, and that thing costs like 11 or 12 bucks. And it was like a small, I mean, that's really a pretty good, it's like pretty cool. Now they make the Teensy 4.0, the 4.1 or whatever. And they're $23 from what is it, JCRC or RCJC or whoever those guys are. Right. And this guy's station, and you guys look pretty cool. You know, I should copy that. The Heathkit. I'm pointing at your amplifier, Dan. Your Heathkit amplifier, your FT101 hooked up, and your looks like a static D104 microphone. Am I doing okay?
Oh yeah, actually, you gave me some of this stuff.
Oh,
you gave me this foam patch via Nick, and I've got your dead load Heathkit dead load watt meter here. Or dummy load.
No wonder I couldn't find it. Okay, there we go. I'm glad I went to a good home.
Sorry.
I'm glad you have it. I'm glad that you are using it, because I wouldn't.
I tune up using it every time I fire up the FT101.
The FT101 is a pretty cool radio. Are you having a lot of fun with that?
Yeah, a fellow VBR club member gave it to me for free, and I just kind of pulled all the boards out, cleaned all the contacts. I had to rebuild the driver board, all the air capacitors.
Yeah,
it works great.
Yeah,
matching
cool.
Factory tubes.
Those are cool radios, and another thing too is they will drive your average amplifier to full tilt boogie. So
I believe it.
It's easy to do. Anyway, I just thought you're is that a static D104?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, everybody needs to buy one of these and just set it in the picture. You don't have to use it. Just set it in the picture. That way, when somebody goes, I use an static D104, and you go, yeah, me too.
I actually I put a modern element in this one. It actually sounds pretty nice.
Actually, this one here does not have the preamp in it, but who cares? That's an 11-meter thing. Preamp in. We don't use stinking preamps. We put giant mixer boards and stuff on our hams. I mean, because we know how to do audio. We think we do. Anyways, cool. I don't know. Let's see. I vaguely remember. Of course, I remember Greg. He came over, and I tried to unload as much stuff off on Greg and Nick as I possibly could. And Servando, I tried to get him to take stuff too. He wouldn't take very much, So, anyways, and I'm sorry, but I think I remember John KN6FT. I think I remember you. Maybe once.
Yeah.
Well, that was, lucky for me. I'm sorry, man. I don't remember. Okay. But I'm glad you're with the club, and I'm glad things are working out. And David, I don't remember you, man.
I'm newer.
You're newer?
Before you, after you left.
Oh, okay.
No worries.
So are you part of the Vacavo Club as well?
Yes, I am.
Cool. Yeah, Don says things are going quite well.
He's the same, dude. He is the same.
Who? Don?
David is the same. He's totally nerdy.
Is he totally nerdy and sane?
He's one of us through and through.
Then you'll fit right in there, buddy. Well,
He
cool.
wears the brand.
Yeah.
Okay, and then of course and K7 CBL probably talked to you on the radio, but obviously you lost a contest and you're living closer to Nick. Is that what's going on? I don't,
No, K7 CBL. I live in San Mateo. We spoke a couple times at
oh, okay.
at swap meet on your property. Yeah.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah.
He was
You know-
like 14 when you met him. So
Yeah.
He
I
too,
was.
he
yeah.
too wears the brand. Yes, he
Yeah.
is the younger of the. He is the younger of the crew for sure.
Oh, okay, well that's good. When all of us old croaks are dead, you keep going. So keep
I hear
going.
that almost on a daily basis now.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
cool. And then Frank KG6NLW, I've pretty much done everything I could do humanly possible to move away from him. And then I turned the first time I turned Zoom on, there he is. I actually built a mountain between my house and his place. I put extra dirt on top of Cement Hill and Mount Vaca, and the dude put up a better antenna. And he was
And it's only gotten better since then, Kevin. KG6 Novaya.
It's only gotten better. Oh man. Are you well, of course he's on AllStar, because when he comes into the repeater, he's on AllStar. So that's cool. Frank, I'm just messing with you because it's so fun. I'm just gonna say
I know. Scratchy
you-
Frank, no longer scratchy.
no longer Scratchy Frank.
You're
All right.
forever Scratchy Frank.
We for sure need a new nickname for Frank because he's not
Unscratchy
Scratchy
Frank.
Frank. He's not Scratchy
Unscratchy.
Frank any longer.
So
Yeah.
what did you do by I bought a Henry 2K and modified it for 2 meters, and I'm putting out
No,
3,000 watts. What are you doing?
still the same radio. I just got an 11 element Yagi higher up.
He's the only dude I know. There's 27 repeaters within 27 miles. No,
Yep.
I put up an 11 meter, 11 element beam to talk to guys 180 miles or whatever it is, a long ways away, and to
50
drill a
miles.
hole through the mountain that Kevin built just so we can talk. That's, you know what, dude?
Yep.
You get credit for doing that. You really do. That's cool. I'm glad you did it. That's fun. Anyways, that's all I got really. I can make up more stuff, but that's really all I got.
Okay, I'm gonna take it here real quick, and we'll see if we've got anybody else that wants to jump in. For anybody who just flipped the dial and found us, I'm so sorry. This is Nick KN6DAL with the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net. We're looking for any and all check-ins. It looks like 10 of us just hanging out in a Zoom call, just kind of chewing the fat, seeing who's out there. Anybody that wants to check in, come on in now.
I didn't get any RF out of you, Nick.
Nothing?
No.
I think we blew the repeater, dude.
All right,
you
this
might
is
have
Nick
taken me up on my offer.
KN6DAL with the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net. We're taking any and all check-ins. Anybody that wants to check in, come on in now.
Oh, I can actually hear.
The AllStar link's up. I can see it. I can see the AllStar link for.
Did you hear me that time?
Yeah, I hear you on PVR.
DQ in Vacaville.
All right, sorry, I barely caught the call sign, but I heard Vacaville. Come on in again.
And I just turned on the radio, and I think you asked for any check-ins for guests and whatnot. But again, WA60DQ.
W6.
All right, WA6ODQ. How's it going tonight?
Son and I are heading out to grab some dinner, and just happened to turn on the radio and heard the net, so thought I'd check in. How about yourself?
That guy's got bad luck. He turned it on, hurt us, man.
Well, you heard it from Kevin himself. You're the unlucky guy that chimed in, and we don't know what we're talking about. So if you have an idea for a net topic, you can bring it up. But no, things are going good. We're just kind of hanging out, enjoying each other's company. Few people that haven't been able to come and check in and say hi in a while, so we're all just kind of getting reacquainted. My first name is Nick, and call sign's KN6DAL. What's your name? That's a
Quality.
That's a good name.
Wow.
DMR.
No, sorry. Name's Ian. India Alpha November. Lived here for about 2.5 years now, and been in the Bay Area for 18 years, and originally from San Diego.
Oh, nice. Well, if you're not sure where you really did end up, this is the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net. It's good to have you out here, Ian. What we do is about every other week we get on here and we have a group of people. We're live streaming this on YouTube, and then we have a Zoom chat where people from all over come in and say hi, and we're also linked to multiple different repeaters throughout the course of the Anti-Net. And you're always welcome to come in and say hi, come in and jump on the Zoom chat if you see a link, and you can join our Discord group. And there's links in the YouTube description at Northwest Ham Shack if you're interested in joining up any of those avenues. Just a good group of people having fun, enjoying radio. So, Ian, I appreciate you checking in with us tonight. It was good to hear from you, and don't be a stranger.
I mean, interrupt your regularly scheduled call. All right, I'll let you guys get back at it. We're about to jump out of the car. Have a good one. Thanks again, and I'll check out the Anti-Net. I appreciate it. This is WA60DQ, clear.
All right, 7-3. This is KN6DAL with the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net, looking for any and all check-ins. Come on in now. Really, Kendall? Come on.
Hey, man.
Again, hopefully my signal's a little better. A special howdy to Kevin. I heard you out there picking on Frankie. I wanted to hop in there so bad, Kevin, but I couldn't. I was on the Andy talkie. But really good to hear everybody. I hope everybody's getting ready for Santa Claus to come down the old chimney. And, yeah, really, really good to hear everybody out here. Again, my name's Mitch, WUNQ, and on over to you, Nick, and Frankie. Boy, you're taking it like a man tonight, buddy.
Hey, that was a lot better signal. Thanks for coming back and saying hi, Mitch. It's good to hear from you. Appreciate it. And yeah, Frank's always really good at taking the flack because he gets it a lot. Poor guy. Maybe we should call on him and give him a chance to defend himself. Frank, KG6NLW, how's it going?
KG6NLW, good evening, one and all. I'm going to start this out simple. Lots of fun on the railroad lately. Been busy. Little bit of ham radio in the beginning of November. I did a bunch of POTA activations and had fun with those. Mitch was included on one of those, and I'm slowly releasing a 5-part series of him and me making contacts at one of our local POTA parks here in the northern San Francisco Bay Area. If you want to find it, look up my call sign, KG6NLW on YouTube, and it'll come right up. The other thing I want to mention, if you have kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, whatever, and you don't want to wait in those mall lines to talk to Santa, you have 75, 80 meters, look up cqsanta.com, where you can talk to Santa on 80 meters at nighttime. Check it out, and it's lots of fun. With that, back to Nick, KG6NLW. And yes, I take all the flack.
I was going to say, if you have children and grandchildren and small babies, keep them off of this channel. You know,
and keep them off of 80 meters. And 68.
Well, no, there's a special channel, 3916, that they dedicate just for Santa Claus from about Thanksgiving onward.
Yeah, that's cool. I do have a question, a real question.
Go ahead, Kevin.
So when a participant such as myself speaks, it's the video and everything's going into YouTube. You have that hooked up through your station there. But are you rebroadcasting what I'm saying over the air?
That is correct.
Oh, okay. So you're keying the radio every time I talk?
Whoops.
Yep. You're live on VVR, Kevin.
Yeah, you're on. We are currently connected to VVR, to the N6 MPX repeater system, and to FreeStar, which is linked to probably 150 nodes right
everywhere in England.
It's everywhere. You know, they're after tonight. They're probably gonna just
they're gonna burn it down. Yeah. If I'm not gonna be able to connect to anything anymore.
Yeah, it's over. The nodes are burnt.
Yeah. I'd like to take this time to say thank you to all the people that have allowed us to operate through your digital avenues and repeater systems so far. Absolutely no hard feelings if you decide not to further that relationship.
If they decide to spin the dial, I don't blame you.
Yeah, I don't blame me either. So I'm just having old guy brain fade. I know I helped build the original. How did we do that when the participants call in and not on the radio? Were we keying it for them every single time?
Sorry, I just let that drop. Nick KN6DAL here. Yeah, so there's a couple different ways that I can do it. Right now, when I have a foot switch that when I choose to, I can key up and I can key anybody who's talking through Zoom via whatever radio I have hooked up. And so I've got a couple of nodes connected. I have an RF node, and then I have just a pseudo node, which is connected digitally through IAXRPT on my computer. So I can just digitally link it. And so about 70% of this setup was originally done by Mike, WG5EEK. He helped me with the original AllStar node setups. And we just spent a ton of time on it, right? And then Connor, when he joined up, spent a ton of time helping me with audio-related issues that I was having with my computer, mainly because I was not able to isolate audio for what because I have audio going all over the place, right? I got my mic, I have the radio, and so I can actually turn on my 991A, and I can key you guys over 80 meters right now if we wanted to, like if we all wanted to get on. And so we've played different things like that in the past too, just to see like what extent we could do. But it's really fun to like just find different ways to digitally connect. And sometimes FreeStar has like people from Canada and Australia and all over the East Coast and stuff. So we've gotten to meet and talk to a lot of really interesting people just by kind of hanging out.
So anybody such as myself that's coming in off the computer, you're taking the audio off your computer and you're keying it directly into into AllStar, into one of the radio.
That's correct. Yeah.
Just directly into AllStar. Yeah.
And then after we've given everybody the opportunity to kind of check in, and that dies out, because sometimes that's really busy and sometimes it's slow. And then we give everybody an opportunity in the Zoom chat to check in. Then we'll usually just shut the repeater system down and then go to just kind of talking over Zoom.
Oh, you should just keep it on. Just burn them up. Just let them go. Let them go. You know, Skip's doing nothing. No, that's a lie. He's probably listening. Skip, send me my stuff. Oh, anyways.
You guys haven't been on RF in like a long time.
What's that?
Nick needs to drop the connection. He's not even transmitting on the repeater right now.
Yeah, it times out over a period of time, so I have to keep resetting it when we're going on long bouts. But this is Nick KN6DAL. I'm just going to take one last call out, see if there's anybody that wants to check in to the 2 Meter Crew Antinet. Come on in now. Probably sounds awful. Just keying awful.
Kevin, a good clue of when he is keying up, he leans into the microphone.
Yeah.
We haven't heard yet from John KN6TYF. How are you doing?
Can I come in on video? Do you hear me? Can I come in on video? Do you hear me? All right, I'm gonna mute that. I'm doing good. Nice to hear everyone. Happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, all that good stuff. We have a tradition here called Friendsgiving, and it's a trip, an international trip me and my wife and a couple friends take every year. So this year we were in Belize, actually here. This is the island of San Pedro, or Ambergris Caves, and northern Belize, a few hours. Did lots of snorkeling, diving, just kind of tropical island stuff. But the reason I bring it up is I actually got a Belizean license. So I'm a Class 1 operator in Belize, Victor 31 Juliet Charlie. I brought some UHF DMR radios with me to Belize, actually, and had all the comms set up for our group. You know, it's kind of, the infrastructure is not as developed there as it is here. And, yeah, we operated DMR simplex, a little bit of dual capacity direct mode. It was great. But the process of importing telco equipment to Belize is not super complex, but you know, you need an import permit, you need license, you got to talk to customs agents, all that fun stuff. But I'm so happy we figured it all out, because cell service was a little spotty. Being able to just take a radio and go, it was awesome. I found these $10 UHF DMR HTs on Amazon, and they work. So they're 3-watt radios, UHF. You could have a little display, I think 32 channels in 2 zones. And it was awesome, you know, just the whole day, either out on the water, driving around town, you rent a golf cart and stuff to get around. Everyone could stay in touch. So, yeah, if you're looking for a tropical destination, check out Belize, because it's great. The water's great. A little expensive, but highly recommended. So that's it for my radio side. I'll let that drop and come back on Zoom.
I just want to know, is Belize somewhere in Texas? I need to know that.
Belize is across the Gulf and then across the Yucatan Peninsula. So it is south of Cancun.
Oh,
Central America. Yeah.
Okay. So it's like further than the Gulf. Okay. I got you.
It's it borders Guatemala.
That's cool. I
That's
just
awesome. That sounds like a cool trip.
Sounds gorgeous. Sounds gorgeous.
I'm still like, I brought a couple of GoPros. We like took a bunch of underwater footage during our dives and stuff, and I'm like working on processing all that video. But man, it's a lot of work.
We're all sitting around looking at old crappy ham radio stuff, and John could be showing us cool videos of underwater. All this stuff. Yeah. Okay. Give me a minute. I gotta go get something while you guys let John tell you about like really actually cool stuff.
Well, I'm gonna interject really quick. We got one last guy on the Zoom chat. I want to give a chance to talk. Bert, N6EFR, how are you?
Hey, what's up? How you guys all doing? It's N6EFR.
We're doing pretty good. How's the commute going?
Going all right. 37 pretty clear. Got a big rig. Left the bar about a month ago or so. So I'm all right.
Right on, man. Well, thanks for checking in. I'm gonna see if there's anybody on the radio that wants to check in before we shut it down. And I know Connor's got his net coming up here, so we're gonna have to cut it off the radio side here pretty quick. Do we have any last call outs? Anybody want to check into the 2 Meter Crew anti-net? Come on in now. Last call. All right, nothing being heard. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, and thank all of the contacts that were made and everybody who jumped onto Zoom. We're going to shut the repeater back down to normal operation to allow Connor to start his net, and we'll be hanging out here in Zoom for just a little bit longer. So if anybody wants to join, you can shoot us a message on Discord, and I'll start that over. This is Nick, KN6DAL, with the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net. We want to take a minute and say thanks to all of the individual check-ins and everybody that came out tonight. We'll be hanging out on Zoom for just a little bit. If anybody wants to jump in, you can shoot us a message on Discord, and we can get you the link. And we'll say 7-3 until next time. I don't know why it's doing that.
Man, I'm with a DMR noise.
Well,
No.
I mean, we just
that too.
just wallowed out the repeater.
We
So
broke it.
Vondo, I think you need to make an executive order happen and just let me donate some shit.
You know what? We didn't mention that you know, we had one of the old school, you know, N6VLF was the president of the Vaca Valley Radio Club when I was first green is green, and now we have Vondo. We have Vondo and Dan. We got Vondo and Dan, the next generation. You know, it's super cool. Super cool to see them all.
Does Kevin know that news?
What
I don't
news?
know why it's not letting me disconnect.
Servando is El Presidente of VVR.
I heard that
El Jefe right there.
He was going to John was going to ask him if he wanted to be the new El Jefe, and I didn't know that you accepted, but that's great. So Don will still help you though. He likes to help. He's a really good dude.
He was sitting there in the meeting shaking his head no, and we all voted him in anyway.
You all voted him in?
That's called getting voluntold.
Said everybody in favor. I said me.
That's
kind of a true story.
That's kind of how you become president.
Yeah.
You're minding your own business, and next thing you know, you are.
You end up doing it, yeah.
You know, it's just
You're sitting there snoozing away, and next thing you know, you hear, "Congratulations, Servando, you're the new president."
I think it was that mustache, dude. That like put him over the edge.
It could have been. It could have been. We can't turn him down with a mustache like that.
Oh, dude, that
Now-
thing's majestic, dude. Majestic. You should be able to. You should be able to whistle and like lift off the ground, dude. Like those things are wings, dude.
You guys got Don, you guys head up.
I'm gonna jump real quick.
All right, buddy.
Be careful. Don's just transmitter hunt and all kind of cool stuff, man. You had is this week your Christmas party coming up this Thursday?
Yeah, this coming week. Yep.
What are you flashing over there, Dave?
This is the radio that Tavanda talked me into.
I got
and
one
hate
of
it.
those too. I
can't program the damn thing.
What
is
it?
Have you used the Anytone yet?
Chirp's doing it now, dude. Chirp on those new UV17Rs are.
When are you gonna ship that bad girl off to me?
Greg's got one, dude.
Sure, dude. I'm a nerd, dude. I totally buy that crap.
What are those? What are they?
$30, dude.
Radio
I'm
gang,
in.
bro.
I am
Tan
in.
radio gang, pull up.
They're $26 for this DMR feeling thing.
Hey.
It's a Bofang UV17R.
Is it really? Is it really DMR?
That's
Is it
so
DMR?
cheap.
No, it's not DMR. It's not DMR. But it feels like an 878.
It feels really good in the hand.
You could definitely
But it's
bash somebody's face in with this thing. It's solid.
I mean, dude, look.
How
Look at the
clean is
difference.
it, though?
Look how
How clean is it,
similar
though?
they are.
It sounds really good. When I was talking to
who said
Servando,
who said how clean is it? Let me just say this right now. Frank, check this out, dude. Check this out. The radio has an FCC sticker on it. If Daddy says it's okay, then I'm okay with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I bleed over into other, if I bleed over, it was meant to be. Everybody.
You know what?
needs
You know what radio
different
I've always wanted. I can't find
frequencies.
them anywhere. Is the old Baofeng? I think you have one, Greg. The UV3R, not the R, the UV3.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
the little tiny,
This
the
one.
little tiny.
Yeah.
One.
Okay.
Yes, dude, those are so cool.
These are awesome.
Oh, John.
thing sucks.
John,
It
what are you
sucks, but I
doing?
still
That thing
got
is
it,
sick.
This is a tiny SA. It's $100 spectrum analyzer.
I want one of those.
Oh yeah.
Best 100. It's also a signal generator and it's calibrated.
Dude, that antenna costs almost the same as the SA.
Yeah, it does.
Our-
But it's
Yeah,
you
it
know, for
does.
fox hunting
Yeah,
or finding
dude.
noise.
Nick RNL has
It's
the
sick.
tiny SA Ultra on a good sale.
With this one, look at the if I could focus here. Focus. It's
Okay.
this isn't the 17R from Amazon. This is straight from the fount at AliExpress, dude. If you could see the numbers,
That's from
ABC,
Alibaba.
ABC, DEF. Look at your own there. This one actually is the UV17R Pro GPS.
Oh, he's got GPS, dude, from China.
It's the one with the Barry White. I like to call it the Barry White special. Like the voice on it is like a black dude. He's like, burr. Instead of the Chinese lady's voice, it's got like a Barry White